Hello, everybody on the internet. How's it going? My name's Kyle, and you found the roaming bear, and we're gonna do some tinkering today. Um, so a bit of a rig update. Last time you were watching me do some tinkering, I was working on the R51 and the R50, and we were basically through a cold air intake on the R51 and some new Raptor lights, TRD lights. I don't know what you want to call them, grill lights. And yeah, so I also explained that the transmission had gone in the R51 Pathfinder. So I actually drove all the way down to Castlegar and or Fruitvale and picked up a new, to me, transmission from a good friend of mine. He actually gave me a really good deal on his spare, and yeah, I basically funded him to get a new parts truck. So he's going to get a new parts truck, and I got his old spare transmission, and I got Cam to put it in. Shuswap Interior Diesel did it. Bang up job. The boys always do it real good there. And if you're ever in the Shuswap and you need a mechanic, go check them out. I think they do good work. And yeah, they're fair and friendly. So I like that. R51 is back on the road. As you can see, I took, just this morning, I took the SCS F5 wheels off and we threw the Winters back on because it is beyond October 1st now, and after October 1st you're supposed to have Winters on to drive the roads here legally. So these are in mud and snow rated Ridgetech certified. They're from Canadian Tire. They were cheap, 33s. They do all right. They were under $1,000 for 4, and Alyssa wasn't complaining last winter, so they're better than the old Destination MT2s that were on there. So yeah, just gotta throw these back into storage. These wheels are awesome. SCS F5s, 17 by 8.5 minus 10, and they got a 33 on them as well. These used to be on the R50 Pathfinder, but since I went to 15s, I was gonna sell these wheels, but then of course I bolted them on the R51, and I was like, man, these look way too good on here. I'm not selling them, so I keep them. Summer wheels, I guess, for the R51. Keeps it stylish, you know, a little more aggressive. I just think they look nice, so we stick with that. So yeah, I'm going to throw those back in storage. I might get the R51 a quick bath here. And then the R50. Good old Patty. So Patty just needs not much. It's coming into winter, so just a couple of winter things I want to do. I usually do like a quick little kind of cleanup underneath the chassis, a little undercoating and whatnot. To fight off like the brine that they put on our roads here in British Columbia. It's pretty nasty stuff. It's like a liquid salt solution that they spray on the highways that's supposed to help like melt the snow, which I don't know if it even helps. It seems like it makes the highway greasier in my opinion, and it rusts your vehicles out. But I guess that's what the ministry wants to do, so that's what they do. So anyways, we're going to do some stuff to this. I still have to change out the mass airflow sensor for OEM one that I got from a junkyard from a buddy of mine, Jesse. You the man. And yeah, we're going to put that in. And actually have to go for a little bit of a drive and a fire this afternoon, I think. So I won't be doing too much today. But just a couple little things. And also want to get that surround... the metal surround for the cold air intake on the R51. Remember, it was a little too tall, so I want to trim that down and just get that fitted and installed too at some point here. So that's what's on the list. Let's get. All right, we get these all rolled up and loaded underneath in my storage spot. Perfect, and that is done. And I'm gonna park the R51 back in the carport, and then yeah, maybe we'll swap out that mass airflow sensor quick because it should be quick. All right, so something else I just wanted to quickly show you guys. I've been wanting to get some better floor mats for a while for the R51. I really wanted to get WeatherTechs, but they're like so expensive. So I found these ones on Amazon, and they're just like 3D floor mats, but they're actually made for Pathfinder Xterras. So those just showed up yesterday, and I slapped them in quick. But they're actually really nice quality. They fit super good, a good fitment, a bit of a dish for water and whatnot to pool in. And yeah, I just think they'll be easier to clean, and they'll just be nice for winter. Everything was good on them, except this button did not line up with the holder under that's on the car. It's like right here, but honestly they're pretty grippy and they don't move around too much that I've noticed, so I think I'm happy. They're about $150 on sale. I think they were regular $2 something. I forget what they were regular, but still like $100 cheaper than the WeatherTechs. And the WeatherTechs are nice, but I just like the finish of these ones. They're like really nice. It almost is like a kind of looks, gives a carbon look almost to it, but yeah, I don't know. They're made out of some nice hard plastic. I think those will be nice and easy to clean, and better than what I was doing before. I was just using the stock mats. So yeah, something to think about if you want some better floor mats. Check them out. They're on Amazon. They're called 3D floor mats. I'm actually so pleased with the way the transmission swap turned out. You don't actually realize how unhealthy that transmission was until now we have a healthy one in there. It used to clunk so bad going from park to reverse or to drive, switching between reverse and drive, and it would just clunk, bang, right into gear. And like, man, it sounded just terrible. And now when you switch into gear, it just, nothing happens. It's just in drive or in reverse or in park. So that's really nice. Also, shifts smooth as butter. When you're on the highway, you can't even tell it's changing gears. Downshifting, super smooth. So we got ourselves a healthy tranny. The only issue we were having with it is that manual mode doesn't work. I'm guessing it's because it has a Titan TCM in it still. So at some point, I still have this old transmission. I'm going to pull the Pathfinder TCM out, and I'm going to see if I can clean that up and maybe use it, or maybe I'll try to source a used one somewhere, because I really do miss the manual shift. It's actually kind of nice being able to select gears, especially when you're off-road. You can pop her in second or whatever, kind of hold your weight going downhill and stuff. So yeah, I'd like to correct that at some point. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but I'm still happy that it's working, and we got the R51 back in action. And Alyssa's happy too. It is her daily, so good to see that all planned out, and excited about it. All right, let's get the R50 out of here. Quickly, let's get this MAF swapped out, and we'll see if the code goes away. So ever since I put that cheap Amazon MAF in, I've been getting a code for intake temperature. Super random, but I think that's why for a while it was going into limp mode. It was super warm out. Now that it's cooler out, it hasn't been going into limp mode anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I got Jesse to grab me one from a junkyard, an OEM one, and we'll throw that in and then just see if that code goes away, and then hopefully it won't do that limp mode thing anymore in the summer. Let's get it. All I gotta do is unplug this sensor, and I'm actually gonna angle grind. They're like security screws. I don't know if you can see that. So there's like a little, I don't have a bit for this, so I'm just gonna use my grinder and just make a flathead mark on there, and then I'll just use a flathead screwdriver to take them out. That will be way easier. Alright, well, let's see if this idea works. So first you want to put on your best safety squints you got, and then just pile a line right down the middle. Holes. flathead screwdriver. Put that in the little slot I just ground. And out comes the screw. Watch your finger because that is still hot. Security screws. Pfft. Who needs that? Alright, so old one, new one? New one out, I guess. You could call it. Do-do-do. Then we got the OEM one here. Plop that sucker right in the hole. It's got like a little O-ring, so you just squish her in there. Boom. Screws back in. I really hope this fixes that, because I don't know what the heck could be causing that. It's such a weird issue. I wasn't going to put the ground screws back in, but why not? That's easy. Nice. Okay, that's all in. We'll just button this plug back in, and we'll take you inside and we'll see if we got a code or not. So we're in the Pathfinder. I just got this super cheap Amazon special OBD reader. It was like 12 bucks, which is laughably cheap, but it works, so whatever. I just gotta plug this under the dash. Yeah, just turn the key on. Get the key on. And then what's this? It says it's connecting with the vehicle real quick. So this is pretty cool. It tells you lots of information. I should do the batter monitoring. Also, some of the stuff is locked behind a paywall. But anyway, I'm just gonna check the codes. Start test. We got. Let's see what we get. Hopefully there's no codes, 100%. So we got 3 codes, full code details. CAN-BUS cruise control module, what the fuck? Intake air temperature circuit, evaporative. So my emission system is always on because I don't have an evap can anymore. And intake, this P0113 is what I'm trying to get rid of. So I'm going to clear the codes and we're going to fire it up, and then we'll see if that code goes away with the new mass airflow sensor. Let's check it out. Okay, so code is clear. I'm going to shut the key off, and then I always pull out this scanner. We'll fire it up. And it runs fine. See if it does the thing. Before, when I would turn it on, it would kind of like, the RPMs would fluctuate a little bit when it was warming up, and then it would drop. And it's doing the high idle. It always does like a little high idle at the start until it warms up for a second. And then, but it seems it's not doing that anymore. And it's starting to drop down now. So yeah, before the little RPM gauge would just be like wiggling. Now it's just sitting right at whatever that is. Just over 1,000. Oh. Interesting. I'm gonna check the codes. We'll take it for a drive because I'm pretty sure it probably has to like learn that new or that different mass airflow sensor. It's got a hesitation for sure right now. Weird. Alright, so still throwing the same code. P0113. So, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I'm going to be trying to diagnose this for a while because I just literally cannot figure it out. Unless there's another sensor, intake air temperature sensor or something. IAT sensor. I'm gonna do some more digging into this, and I guess it would make sense there's an intake air temperature sensor. I just thought it had something to do with this mass airflow sensor, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, the joys. So yeah, it's still throwing the same code. I don't know what the heck's going on. It's super weird, but I'm still going to take it for a rip around the block and we'll see what happens here. Yeah, so we just got like a wicked hesitation now again. It's like how it was with my other OEM one in. If I punch it, it like stop. Yeah, it's not running right. Ugh. I can tell something. I don't know, it feels weird. Okay, well I guess I'll just put that cheap one back in and maybe we'll try to dig into intake air temperature sensor if that's a thing on here or not. I don't really know for sure, but it might be. Alright, so after a quick few minutes of scouring the internet wires, I found out there is an idle air control valve on this, of course. I don't know why. Spiderweb. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. Sometimes I feel like an idiot, but it is what it is. But we're going to look on my spare motor because it's way easier to see. So it looks like it's under the throttle body. So we'll take a look. Oh, a snail. I found a snail. Deep. Let's take a look at this throttle body. So, yeah, there's the back side. It's on the bottom here. Don't really see how that's serviceable, but maybe it's the whole throttle body. I don't know. From when I was looking on the internet, it kind of looked like it was maybe under the throttle body, but I'm not seeing it. You can tell me it's like under this intake or some stupid Well, we'll dig into this some more and we'll figure it out. I got the other mass airflow back in, and it seems to be running perfectly fine right now with that one in, so I'm just going to leave that, and we're going to dig more into this idle air control valve situation, see what I can figure out. Alright, so I know I'm a little all over the map. Sometimes my days get scrambled around, you know, but didn't end up going for a drive, so just been putzing around the yard and doing stuff. Ended up pulling Old Blue, the boat, around the block, put it in the carport so I can do a quick winterization on it. And I got to change a couple things on there, and I kind of want to do a carb job. But I'm probably going to sell Old Blue, I think, in spring. We're actually going to look at another boat, so potentially find a boat to replace Old Blue that's just a little bit newer and like parts are a little easier to find. It's becoming kind of hard to find parts for a boat from the 70s. But we've been making do. It got us out on the water. It's a great starter boat. I've learned a lot of things, so that's cool. Yeah. So basically I just got to drain the water out of it, which I already kind of did. I just got to drain a couple more spots. I'm going to take the seats and the rear engine cover out, pop the carb off, do a few things, and basically just get it ready for winter and potentially a new owner. So that's what's happening with that. As I pulled the boat around, I noticed the truck transmission felt like a little bit slipping, so I do not need any more transmission problems. I checked the oil. It was just low on oil, and I was sitting on, it's kind of hard to tell, but I got a pretty steep driveway here, so it was sitting right here. So it was just low enough that it must have not have been picking up oil, so we filled it up with oil. It's running good again. That's fine. And yeah, now we're just washing Patrick. So that's going to end the day today. Do have a couple things to go for Patrick, though. I'll let you know what they are. We're going to do, I have a good friend of mine, Zach. He 3D printed me a new cabin air filter slider, like a, I don't know what to call it, the thing that holds the cabin air filter in the Nissans. If you're a Nissan guy and you have this chassis or a Frontier or an Xterra, I think it's the same, they have like a little screw that holds this tab, and that tab is extremely fragile. So as everybody else, and myself included, has done, they break that tab trying to get the cabin filter changed. Well, he 3D printed me a nice cool one. Here, let me show you it. Oh, it is actually in Patty, so I will show you in the next video when I go to put that in. But I'm going to throw that into Patrick, and we'll do that. And I also want to do an auxiliary transmission cooler, so we're going to do an auxiliary transmission cooler on here and an oil change on the transmission, just because of the potential that maybe a little bit of coolant could still be left in the line. When we swap the transmission, there was still some contaminated oil that's obviously gets like stuck and coats the cooler lines. So yeah, we're going to do a quick oil change. I'm going to put on one of those trans cooler, and yeah, that's kind of as much tinkering as I got to do. We'll see. We're still rocking the Greenworks pressure washer. That baby's like 2 years strong now, and I love it. I'm still just so happy I bought that. All the car washes in town still charge like $5 minimum to wash your car, which is bogus. So we just use this, and it's definitely paid itself off over 2 years. So yeah, just gonna keep on cleaning Patrick here, and that's gonna wrap up today. Yeah, got a quick road trip tomorrow to Vernon, go check out another boat, and next week Liz's parents are in town, so we're gonna be busy accommodating them and hanging out, and yeah, I don't know when we'll get back to tinkering. We'll see. Nice and clean. Alright, that's enough tinkering for one day, I think. I'm gonna go get supper going, and we'll see you on the next Tinker Day. Alright, so it's been a while since I've been filming. We're still tinkering. Always tinkering. As you can see, fall has arrived. There's leaves everywhere. Yeah, winter's coming at an alarming rate. I still have a lot of things to do before snow flies. And before that happens, I have to get Old Blue put away. I know I wanted to film more of Old Blue, but summer escaped me. It's crazy. I feel like it was just yesterday I was driving around in this thing on the lake and swimming and stuff, and now look at, I'm wearing a bunny hug, I got pants on, and all the leaves, well, they're just falling out of the trees. Get back in there. But anyways, Alyssa's parents were out, and her father, Dwight, gave me a hand winterizing Old Blue. So that's been done. And basically the only thing I gotta do is I need to build something to keep this tarp up, because once it snows, I don't want this collapsing. No matter what, I'm gonna have to clean the snow off of it. I'm aware of that. I will be doing that no matter what. But my plan is super simple. I'm gonna build a kickstand, and I've already built it. So in 5 minutes, I screwed some scrap 2x4s together, made myself a nice little kickstand, and on the top I put a peanut butter pretzel jar. The idea of this is hopefully just to disperse the weight on the tarp a little bit better so it doesn't puncture a hole through the tarp. Worst case, this was $60 on Amazon. Not super worried about it, but I might as well try to save it because I don't like spending money. So I'm going to put the kickstand in here, and then I'm going to double tarp it just to have that extra bit of tarp on there. Yeah, so let's do that. So yeah, the previous owner, for some reason, instead of having like a constant power that goes to everything, but yeah, all there is a whole bunch of wires that just go to each thing on the side. What did I do with the wing nuts? What did I do? They're right here in the cup holder. Get those on quick. Literally just need enough power to put the leg down. Let's see what we got. There she goes. There we go. But basically, see what happens is water sits in the exhaust, and then it freezes in there, and it'll break your bottom of your leg. And you don't want that. It's very slow on this boat. Probably because of its age. Alright, so there's still a little bit of water in here. So my new plan is I got a hose. I'm going to stick that in there and then I'm going to try to siphon it out with my mouth. Yummy. Let's see if this works here. Alright, plan C. Alright, some of you might be asking what plan C is. And considering I don't have anything else, I'm going to try using my leaf blower to blow it out. Remember, it doesn't all have to be out. Just enough so that it doesn't freeze. Perfect. It's all gone, it worked. Alright, cool. Let's put my kickstand in now. Alright, so battery back out. Oh, that thing's heavy. Grab my trusty I think that'll be good right there. That should do the trick. And then I think I have some 2x4s. I might put a 2x4 across here. Just to take some weight off of this other stuff. Not that I don't think it's gonna really sag down that far. Maybe I'll throw a 2x4 in for extra measure. Good thing I'm a hoarder and I got lots of 2x4s. They're all old, but they're straight, they're fur. There's nothing wrong with them. Kind of gray. Pressure washer fixes that though. Let's see how this works. Like I said, I do plan on cleaning the snow off of this as it falls, but we get big heavy dumps and I can't be here all the time, so a little extra support won't hurt anything. Alright, back to the drawing board. I didn't like the way it was. So, new plan. I'm going to flip this around. It'll basically sit where it is, but then I can put another board over here. So I can have two supports. Let's see how that goes. Doo-doo. Now it's nice and high at the back in the middle. It's got some support down here. That way, hopefully I can just kind of brush the snow off. Ooh, I like the way that's sitting way better. Perfect. All right, guys, there we go. What do you think? I think that's gonna work good. It's not really, it's pretty tight. I think by the time I throw another tarp over this, it'll be Gucci. So yeah, next up I just gotta throw a bag around this. Well, this bag is extremely overkill. And speaking of not spending money, our dump in Salmon Arm has a reuse center. So if there's anything you're throwing in the dump that's not necessarily good to you, but you think might be good to someone else, there's a little shack for that. And look what we found there. A hitch lock. Brand new with the key. I don't even think this has been used. Like, it's literally shiny. So yeah, one man's junk's another man's new treasure. Or maybe it's just junk. But I'm gonna put it on here. We've had some crime in the area recently, and I'd rather be safe than sorry, you know? That's one extra lock. So you're not getting that off unless you cut it off, which is totally an option, but we also have another lock. Double down. All right. So that'll do it. Old Blues put away for the winter. We'll see you in spring. Hopefully I did everything good and we don't have any issues in spring. But we'll find out then, I guess. Well, I think that's gonna about do it. I got a lot of clips for this video. I don't want it to be too long. So if you guys like what you see, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the video, hit the little bell, and yeah, winterize your boat. Winter's coming. Get ready for it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.